And we don't have a spending problem. Really? Well, we've got the biggest budget we've ever had in our nation's history, with the biggest annual deficit our nation's history, presented by a guy who is going to accumulate more debt in 8 years than all previous presidents combined, including George W. Bush. So either he's talking to you in your face and telling you the truth, and the government's lying, his administration, or he's lying to you in your face, and the government, his administration, is telling the truth. Can't be both. It can't be true that, if we tax the rich, we'll get rid of our deficit. And, well, the rich don't have enough money to pay off the deficit, or to pay down the deficit. Can't be both. Just saying. So people have to need to start thinking and understanding for themselves, not this nonsense that, the year 2000 is the beginning of the 21st century. But that's not true. In order for that to be true, the first century couldn't have been a century. Well, it could only have been 99 years. Since we didn't start with a year zero, that's the way it has to be. But there are some people that ask, well, what happened to that year of Christ then? Well, I don't really, there is some question about, and it's theological, so we're not going to get into it, but there's some question about people saying, well, the time didn't split at his birth. They split it at another time, but even if they did, there still wasn't a year zero. So there you go. And it's I know it's just how we track time for ourselves, but because time is invented by man. It's not something that the universe understands. There's a show that I'm watching on Netflix now, and I didn't watch it when it first came out because, one, I really wasn't interested, and two, when I saw a few episodes, because I didn't watch it from the beginning, I kind of got lost. I understood what was going on, but I didn't understand all the characters because I missed their, certain parts of their beginning, which now I'm watching, and it's becoming very intriguing, especially with the young Japanese character, Hiro. And I know just because I said that, some of you know exactly the show I'm talking about. Yes, I'm talking about the show Heroes. And I'm watching it from episode 1, season 1 on Netflix. I'm on episode 6, season 1 right now. But I'm interested in the Japanese character of Hiro, because he's doing something that's really quite interesting. Now, it's great to theorize about this, and you can actually take what he's thinking and doing on that show and bring it to reality in real life and apply it to politics. Now, hold on. Now, pay attention here, folks. Pay attention. I'm about to get really brilliant on your butts. Now, Hiro is the one hero, I guess, that can bend space and time with his mind. And the reason why he can do that is because for some reason, somehow, he has the ability to understand that time is not like we see it, linear. Linear time is a Homo sapien invention. It is not the reality of the universe. The universe, so says Hiro, and this is kind of what Einstein also theorized, is that time is not linear, but time is, at best, for us to understand it, circular or globular, if you will. One end of time touches another end of time, and no period of time is independent of another period of time. So in other words, 1900 is the same as 2000, not in our linear time mold or frame of mind, but in the frame of mind of the universe as a whole, because the universe doesn't know time. Everything happens at the same time, and everything doesn't happen at the same time. I know it's hard for our limited minds to comprehend that, But understand this. What Hiro is doing on Heroes is he's understanding that he has the ability to use his mind to actually witness time in its entirety at once, and therefore be able to pick out where he wants to be. So even our location, I'm here in New England, New Hampshire, and you could be out in California, but in the realm of universal time, we're not occupying two separate places, but occupying the same place. The entire universe, yes, is billions of light years, maybe even trillions of light years wide. But at the same time, it's not even an inch wide. So he understands that, and he's able to see the entirety of the universe and just decide to pick out, or at least the entirety of the globe, the Earth. And he can pick out where he wants to be. He doesn't actually move. I mean, look how he does it, folks, when he's on the TV show and he wants to stop time or teleport himself. What does he do? He closes his eyes hard and he concentrates. Does he move? No. He opens his eyes and he's no longer in Tokyo, but New York. He didn't move. Now, we say he moved because now he's in New York instead of Tokyo, but he didn't move his body. Only the reality of it shifted. So where does this come into play for how we think and what politics is like? Because we also have to start thinking in a non-linear mode, because we have too many people, liberals especially, think this way. Well, you have to go from A to B to C. And because everybody is at A, it's unfair if some people get to B before some people do. And it's definitely unfair that some people get to C while leaving some people back at A. And that the government's job is to make sure that everybody gets an equal chance. And by equal chance, they say equal outcome, so that if everybody isn't at C, well, we're not going to try to bring everybody from A to C because that's too hard. Because we're thinking linear. We have to try to move all these people from A to C. That's impossible. And quite frankly, it is impossible. So government says, well, what we can do is we can drag people back from C back to B. And from B back to A. So everybody's equal. Yes, that's a possibility. That has been done. It's called communism and socialism. That's easy to do. What's hard or impossible to do, it's easy to make everybody in a society poor. What's hard and nearly impossible to do is make everybody in a society wealthy. Because if everybody's wealthy, then everybody's average. And if everybody's average, then nobody's wealthy. So if nobody's wealthy, and so if everybody in the United States, let me put it this way. If everybody in the United States earned $1 million a year, do we really have millionaires? No, because everybody's wealthy. But if everybody's wealthy, nobody's wealthy. So the person who steps out and makes $2 million, now he's ostracized. Well, now he's rich. Because he had even though everybody else still has $1 million, he's now got $2 million. Somehow he stole it from the people with $1 million. And a bunch of people with $1 million, most of them will say, well, gee, that's not fair that he's able to do that. Thinking linear, that they can't move ahead. And then somebody says, well, you know what? If he made $2 million, I'm going to close my eyes. And I'm going to get to 3. And they're not really moving. They're just shifting reality. Government doesn't want you to shift your reality because it does not matter if you are starting at A or you're starting at C or anywhere in between. The shift has to come from within you, not from without. Government is from without. If you're going to get wealthy, it has to come from you have to do something. You have to set your mind to it. You know, Napoleon Hill understood this in Think and Grow Rich. He wasn't the first person to understand this. I mean, indeed, we have some people out there, you know, that talking about the attraction principle. You know, like in The Secret. The universe will move and shape itself to fit your needs. But you don't have to move physically. Hiro didn't have to move physically. His mind shifted the universe. Your mind will shift your universe. Now, this is important, folks, because if you have the mindset that you are responsible for you, that your mind is going to, without you moving, is going to shift your universe from within to without. Your inner thoughts are going to shape your outer world. Hiro's inner thoughts, I want to be in New York, shaped his outer world. He didn't physically move. The world moved, though. The universe moved. Rich people, they didn't just start going around and taking people's money. No, they said, I am going to come up with something in my mind that is going to work. And the universe shifted for them. They're not special. They're no more special than you are. They just understood that government isn't going to make me rich. Outside forces are not going to make me rich. It has to come from within me. I have to make my universe shift for me. Now, we have a choice. You can be like Hiro's friend who didn't believe him and said, nah, you can't do that. Or you can be like Hiro and decide, yeah, I can do that. And you can shift your mind. You can, well, not shift your mind. You can change your mindset to a point where you can close your eyes, see the entire universe, and mold it to the way that you want it to be. And the universe will begin to shift beneath your feet. And you will begin to see change. But if you are of the mindset that government is going to do it for me, nothing on this entire planet will move for you. Nothing. So I find that aspect of the show quite intriguing. And I'm getting to the point where I'm thinking this thing, and he's already shown his abilities have increased quite a bunch. And I'm already at the point where I'm seeing that Hiro's little maneuver going from Tokyo to New York, he's only scratching the tip of the iceberg here. I haven't seen. I think I've only seen like three episodes, and it was a couple episodes in season 1 and an episode in season 2. I didn't see, so I don't know the whole gist of it. It's far from what I can see right now. From what I can see right now, I didn't even get the gist of it back then when I only saw those 3 or 4 episodes. I'm starting to realize that I didn't understand it. It's kind of like everybody else who don't understand how rich people quote unquote think, because they don't put themselves in that place. They don't understand. They don't see the whole picture. They didn't see the whole picture. I didn't see the whole thing of Heroes when it first came out, so I don't fully understand it. But I'm beginning to see it because I'm giving it a chance. If you don't give it a chance, you're never going to see it. If you don't begin to think that you can do something, you're never going to do it. You're always going to let somebody else think for you, government, liberals, and you will never, ever reach your full potential. That's what I'm saying, folks. You have the opportunity to be greater than you are, to be greater than your government. Understand that. But it first starts with you from within.